There are dreams that fade the moment you wake up. And then there are dreams that follow you into the morning. Before I left witchcraft, we were trained to pay very close attention to those dreams. Not because they were mysterious, but because they were useful. Dreams were never random to us. They were windows, entry points, signals that someone's spiritual defenses were down. And the most dangerous dreams weren't violent. They weren't obviously dark. They felt emotional, familiar, confusing. I remember being taught this clearly. When a person's destiny cannot be attacked directly, it is approached symbolically through dreams. That's where people lower their guard. That's where fear speaks without resistance. That's where identity gets questioned quietly. Many of you watching this have had dreams that left you drained, anxious, or unsettled without knowing why. You wake up tired, heavy, discouraged, or strangely disconnected from purpose. You brush it off as stress. But in the occult, we recognize those dreams as transactions, not imagination. I'm not saying every dream is spiritual warfare, but I am saying that some dreams are assignments, and if you don't understand them, you can lose ground without realizing it. I didn't leave witchcraft because it stopped working. I left because I saw the cost. I saw how people's confidence eroded, how vision blurred, how destiny was delayed, not by curses alone, but by repeated dream patterns that slowly rewired belief. When I gave my life to Jesus Christ, I had to unlearn what I once practiced and then relearn it through truth. And that's when I realized something disturbing. Many believers are praying during the day, but losing ground at night, simply because they don't understand what certain dreams mean. This message is not about fear, it's about awareness. In this video, I'm going to expose 7 dangerous dream patterns that were commonly used to steal momentum, delay calling, and weaken destiny, and how to shut those doors without panic, rituals, or obsession. Because when dreams lose their power to confuse you, destiny regains its clarity. One of the most effective ways destiny was weakened wasn't through terror, it was through erosion. Slowly, quietly, repeatedly. And dreams were the perfect place to do it. In witchcraft, we categorize dreams by impact, not imagery. The most dangerous dreams were the ones that made people forget who they were when they woke up. These are dreams where you are lost late, unprepared, naked, failing an exam, missing transport, or endlessly searching for something you never find. On the surface, they look psychological, but spiritually, they communicate a message: you are behind, you are not ready, you are lacking. I remember being told if they wake up feeling small, the dream succeeded. Another dangerous pattern is dreams where your voice doesn't work. You try to shout, pray, scream, or warn someone, but no sound comes out. These dreams were used to train the mind into passivity. Over time, the person becomes hesitant in real life, less bold in prayer, less confident in decisions, more doubtful of authority. Then there are dreams where someone familiar betrays you, ignores you, or turns cold without explanation. These dreams plant suspicion and emotional isolation. People wake up guarded, withdrawn, less trusting, making them easier to influence spiritually. We also watch for dreams where people were running but never arriving, working endlessly with no reward, or building something that collapses before completion. These dreams subtly teach hopelessness, not consciously, but emotionally. Here's what most people don't realize: dreams don't have to predict the future to shape behavior. If a dream repeatedly makes you feel powerless, behind, or insignificant, it will eventually affect how you pray, how you hope, and how boldly you walk in purpose. That's how destiny theft begins, not with demons stealing something mystical, but by convincing a person to shrink themselves. When I became a believer, I had to break agreement with these dream messages, not by analyzing every symbol, but by rejecting the emotional conclusions they tried to leave behind. If you wake up feeling smaller than when you went to sleep, that dream deserves attention, not fear, attention. Because identity erosion is subtle, but once exposed, it loses its grip. Another dangerous pattern I need to expose are the dreams that attack purpose directly. These are the ones that leave you waking up confused about your calling, unsure about your steps, or questioning the plans God has placed in your heart. In witchcraft, we train to recognize these dreams as assignment based influence. They don't always come with overt darkness. Sometimes they are disguised as encouragement or guidance, but the message is wrong. They redirect energy, distract focus, and delay action. For example, dreams where you are given a task but keep failing or are constantly interrupted. On the surface, it feels like failure, but spiritually, it is teaching hesitation. It conditions the mind to doubt initiative. The person begins to second guess visions, calling, and opportunities in waking life. Another example is dreams, where someone else takes credit for your work or destiny. These dreams implant fear of competition, insecurity, and comparison. When repeated, they can make a person hesitant to step into leadership, speak boldly, or pursue goals with confidence. Then There are dreams of confusion or loss, where you are searching for something important and can't find it. These dreams are designed to weaken clarity, making people question direction, timing, or God's promises. Repetition leads to subtle procrastination or spiritual indecision. Here's what most believers don't realize: dreams themselves don't have power, agreement gives them power. When someone repeatedly wakes from dreams feeling unsettled, fearful, or confused, they unknowingly consent to spiritual delay. When I became a follower of Christ, I learned to renounce these patterns immediately upon waking, not obsessively, but with awareness. A simple declaration of truth, affirming God's plan and rejecting confusion, shifts authority back to the believer. Remember this: the goal of these dreams isn't always to terrify, it's to distract, confuse, and delay destiny. Once you recognize the pattern, you can refuse it without fear, restore clarity, and regain momentum. In the next chapter, I'll expose dreams that manipulate relationships, showing how connections and trust are targeted to indirectly steal your destiny.